Talk Radio Network, and Facebook Live, the home team with Paul Porter. Special guests, prizes, and your phone calls about the Bucks, Lightning, Rays, USF, Sun, FSU, Florida, and more. Talk to you this Saturday at 9 a.m. right here on the Tim Talk Radio Network.
Do you have questions after being injured in a car accident or injured because of someone's negligence? Do you feel overwhelmed or uncertain about the next steps after being injured in a crash? The personal injury attorneys at Peronic, Caulfield, Averill, and Noyes have been helping their injured clients since 1955 and are now on this radio station to provide guidance to you. Listen to FLA Law each Tuesday from 5 to 6 p.m. Let their decades of experience help you and your family. Offices in Clearwater, non-attorney spokesman.
Hi, this is Paul Malloy, host of Freedom Works, The Paul Malloy Show. I hope you'll join us every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 10 to 11 a.m. Eastern Time, here on the Tan Talk Radio Network, where we strive to bring you the libertarian perspective on political events of the day. There's no show quite like Freedom Works, with in-depth interviews, our ultimate top 10 list, and so much more. So join us for Freedom Works, The Paul Malloy Show, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 10 to 11 a.m. here on the Tan Talk Radio Network.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
It's now time for Connecting Caregivers with author, speaker, caregiver advocate, and talk show host Linda Burhans, the gal who cares for caregivers.
The caregivers around the world today. It's time to lift you up. It's time to celebrate. Good afternoon and welcome to Connecting Caregivers with me, Linda Burhans, the gal who cares for the caregivers with love, laughter, and lessons learned. And we have Mr. Ed on the board today. How you doing, Ed?
I'm doing all right. Nice day out today.
Gorgeous day out today. You know, my friend Jen is visiting here from Canada, and she's like, "Can I walk the dog? Can I walk the dog? I just want to be in the sun."
I just want to be probably wants to hit the beach too.
Yeah, she came here like an ice cube.
How was your trip?
It was good, but that was like 3 weeks ago.
I know, but I haven't.
She hasn't been here.
Oh, yeah. It was very good, very good. It was 82.
Well, that's
Perfect.
Nice. I like that. And that voice you hear is my best friend, my co-host, and my sidekick, not psychic, Lynn Thornley.
Good afternoon. Nice
So it's
to be
good to
here.
see you back in the house.
Yeah.
It's all good. Because last week, my granddaughter hosted the show. I'm so very proud. I can't even begin to tell you. Well, Jen and I were in Las Vegas, not having Viva Las Vegas, actually having Super Patch Las Vegas that we're going to talk about in a little bit.
And who's Jen?
Jen, she's my girlfriend.
There you go.
Jen Moyer.
That's me.
Yeah.
And what happened in Vegas is staying in Vegas.
Yeah. Josie had a little fun there. She was doing a little bit of stuff there.
Yeah, I imagine.
Yes. So I want to give a shout out to our newest listeners. We have Myra in Clearwater. We have Carla in Largo. And we have Margaret in Dunedin.
Welcome, lady.
Like I always say, there's plenty of room around the Connecting Caregivers table for new listeners, whether you listen to us live or on Facebook or YouTube or my website or wherever. We're just here to bring you help and hope. And I want to talk about that a little bit because this morning I did a support group at Arden Court. And, you know, I'm always pushing these support groups. And it's not just my support groups. There are a lot of other people I know that do support groups. So if you can't come to my support group, I can refer you to another support group because you see somebody come in the room and sit in the chair and they're just like kind of listening. And all of a sudden you see them go, just breathe. Just breathe, knowing that I'm not alone. And there was one woman there and she was like feverishly taking notes. And there's different notes you need to know about different things. Like one of the things we talked about this morning, you could have a UTI and think it's dementia. It's not. It's a UTI.
It presents itself in older people.
But it's not. You don't know that.
And that's the first thing they say when it's an older person. My
Yep.
dad used to get UTIs all the time. And, you know, take him to the emerge or doctor or whatever. And they'll say, oh, it's dementia. No. Give him some antibiotics and
Exactly.
he's right back on the ball.
But they don't know it so much because when Winky and my friends were down here, Winky was a pediatric nurse, but Bernie's husband did it. And I said, he probably has a UTI. And Winky says, that's crazy. Because in kids and younger people.
Yeah. But then there was another gal in the group saying this morning that she started giving her mother B12 and everything changed.
Wow.
She said she wasn't back to perfect, but things got better. So
Yeah.
that's kind of some of the stuff we're going to talk about today on the show because you've heard the Super Patch commercials. You've heard me talk about Super Patch. And this entire show is going to be dedicated to Super Patch because I've been starting to think, and I feel really remiss that I have not been talking about this more, that I have not been sharing this wonderful innovation with all of you. So Jen and I just came back from a conference in Las Vegas. Well, let me give you so Super Patch is a drug-free patch. There's a variety of them. There's 15 now.
15, yep.
So the owner of the company, Jay Dollywall, his mom had MS. And his mom was like the matriarch of the family, you know, and the gal that did everything. And then all of a sudden, she's like in a wheelchair. And he kept researching and researching and researching to find things that would help his mother that were drug-free. So the Super Patch has a pattern in it. And the pattern attaches to your skin on any part of your body and travels up to your brain and tells your brain what it needs to do. I call it Braille for the brain.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes when I'm demonstrating on people, they're like, what?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, close your eyes and put your hand out, and I'll put a pen in their hand. And then I'll say, what's in your hand?
Yeah.
And they say a pen. Well, I don't have to tell them that.
Yeah. How'd you know that?
That pen touched their skin.
Right.
And went up to their brain and told their brain there's a pen in their hand.
Right.
So my biggest fear with my caregivers is over medication in the fall. Because both of those can be the end. And over medication can also be the cause of the fall, which both of those can be the end. So I've been on the Super Patch for about 3 years now. And I was a tripper.
You were.
Day tripper.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a different era. But I mean, my dog would pull me. I would trip. I tripped up. And Lynn, no, it was a bunch of times I got hurt.
I remember one time you came over and you had been on the patch for a couple of years and really doing well. And I looked at your shoes. I said, oh, you're tripping again? You said, no, these are my old shoes.
Yeah. Because if you look at my shoes, since I've been wearing the patch, all my old shoes are all scuffed up at the toes.
Yeah.
And all my new shoes are
Mm-hmm.
good to go.
Yep.
So that's how I started in Super Patch, is just try the Liberty Patch for balance, inflammation. And I want things to work better in my psyche. So Jen, how long have you been in Super Patch? Longer than me.
Since day one, because the technology is in a patch now, but prior to being available in a patch, the technology was woven into socks and molded into insoles.
Right.
And, it's trial and error. And I would come down here for the winter and share the benefits of the technology, but people in warmer climates don't wear socks.
That was the problem when I first heard about it.
So,
especially 24/7.
Yeah. So really, this technology is 17 years in the making. It's been available to the public for almost 10 years and in a non-transdermal, drug-free, chemical-free patch for the last 3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
We go to the conference and you see people with just tears in their eyes because they can walk again without their walker.
Oh, look at the guy last night.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I forget his name. Whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, he was just thrilled, isn't he?
Yeah.
He wasn't allowed to go outside by himself. He had encephalitis in the brain. And so, it's a bad disease, it'll make you fall. He fell lots of times using a walker. And then last night he jumps up from his chair.
He was so proud of himself.
Yeah.
He's like our age. And he's like, look at me. And then Terry told another story about a guy.
Nestor. His name was Nestor.
Nestor, yeah. And then Terry told a story about this other guy that came to a table or a booth or whatever. And they told him about it. And they patched the guy. And he left his cane there.
Yeah.
And he walked away. And then he came back like 2 hours later and he's like, is my cane here? So, because you know what the thing is too with the patch, with all the patches, all of a sudden you feel better, but you kind of don't even realize it sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah. You forget.
Right. Like he didn't realize he was missing his cane until after he was walking around a little bit.
Yeah.
My neighbor Barb came over yesterday. So we had lunch with her the other day and she had a pain in her back. And so we gave her a pain patch and la-di-da, everything was good. And she stops by yesterday and she's like limping in the house. And so I give her a pain patch, and she goes in the bathroom and she puts it on, and she walks out just fine. And she's like, I'm sold.
I can't believe it.
I thought she joined.
She did.
Yeah, but she was just my bad that I don't introduce people to the pain patches. That I'm mostly the balance patches is what I push to people.
Yeah, for our age.
Right. I think I got to talk about the pain patches because everybody has a damn pain somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
But we figure we can live with pain, but you can't live without balance. But really,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But and
Yep.
so that was just when you see that. Now all the patches don't work that way immediately. The Liberty patch or the Victory patch for balance, the pain patch, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's a patch for sleep.
Mm-hmm.
So if you wear a Fitbit, you can look at night the next morning and it says you got what, a fair
What your
score
score
or a
is, yeah.
good score.
I got a 48 this week.
Oh, 48.
I had 36 last week.
Oh my gosh.
But
I
when
got a 94 the other day.
yeah, I've never got a 94.
94.
I never got a 94.
I've never been better than good in a year. I've had this twice good.
Mm.
The rest are fair or poor.
And how important is sleep?
Mm-hmm.
Because that's when your body heals and that's when your body regenerates.
Mm-hmm.
So what I like about the REM patch is you can try it and you can see on your Fitbit if you're doing better every night.
Yeah, data doesn't lie.
Yeah.
Right?
And it's not just I slept for 6 hours or I slept for 8 hours. It's of those hours, how much was REM sleep? How much was
Yeah.
deep
What
sleep? How much was
quality?
good sleep?
Mm-hmm.
Because that's your healing sleep.
Right. Yeah.
So,
And I like to explain it that it's kind of like a light switch. Soon as that message on the patch touches your skin and your skin transfers that into a language your brain understands, it opens the pathway between the brain and the body, which is called homeostasis. The longer your brain is in homeostasis, the better things
do
will get
everything.
communicated to your body, right? So eventually, if it's something that your body is capable of healing, you will heal.
Yeah.
You'll heal faster, with less pain, better mobility.
well, you know what happens? Lots of times people put the patch on, they wear the patch for 2 weeks and they're like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it worked. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, when you get a new pair of glasses because you can't see
Yeah.
and you put your glasses on, you're like, voila, I can see.
Mhm.
And what happens when you take them off? Voila, I can't see.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think that's how we need to think of it because I think they think of many times people think of the patch as just a fix.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's not a fix. It's a change in everything.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. Excuse me for a minute. I was stuttering a little bit because my Facebook was getting. Do we have a caller on the line? Oh, no.
Nope, not
He
yet.
was just messing with us. I guess.
Oh.
So let's talk about some of the other patches.
Yeah. So Zen,
That's the brand new patch.
that's the brand new patch. One of the two that were launched. The other one is called Assure. Zen targets the area of your brain that makes decisions, helps you with your memory, clarity, cognitive abilities. And Assure helps with mild nausea, like going
on a boat, in a car,
Yep. Yep.
you know,
So,
or just you don't feel well.
right. Right.
just 'cause
Which,
a couple-
which was like me
Yeah, you didn't feel
last
so good.
Sunday morning. You know, we had a party after the event, and
She wasn't
I-
feeling so good.
no, I wasn't feeling very well, and I thought, I have one of those new Assure patches. You know, it settled my stomach down within 10 minutes.
And she was good to go for the rest of the day.
Yeah,
You went back for a nap.
Oh, I always go back for a nap.
you had a patch on your forehead.
Yeah, I had a
For your
headache.
Headache.
Who do we have on the line, Ed? Hi, Darlene.
Hi, how are you?
Joyful and grateful. You know that.
That's right.
So I'm so glad to have you on the show today. We've become friends through Super Patch. And that's what this whole show about today is about, Super Patch. As I said at the beginning of the show, I have to apologize to my listeners. I feel a little remiss because I have a commercial on the radio show every week about Super Patch, and we talk about it here and there, but I need to talk about it more. So I said, well,
Yeah.
let me get some of my friends on the show today because
Mhm.
Not everybody just wants to hear what Linda has to say.
That's right. There's power in numbers, right?
Yeah. So, Darlene, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah. So I am a massage therapist in southwestern Ontario, and like Jen, your co-host there, I have been with the company for quite some time and watched it grow and watched it develop, and I've been thoroughly impressed with not only the results but the data behind it. It's been phenomenal.
Yeah, especially the data behind it, because we can yak.
Mm-hmm. Well, the 16 studies now.
16.
16 independent studies.
Yeah.
Right on the
Mhm.
website.
Yeah. So, Darlene, how have you seen, has it helped your clients and how it helps you?
So for me, it's all about the homeostasis. I know you've mentioned that already this morning or this afternoon. And basically what that is when the parasympathetic system is activated, you're in that rest and digest stage.
Okay.
And basically what that means is that you're not going into the severe fight or flight, which is your survival mode. And for myself as a massage therapist, what I try and do for people during their treatment is to get them into that homeostatic state so that their fight or flight is calmed down. And that's where you're talking about the REM patch where you're sleeping, and that's where you heal. So that's what we do as therapists, is try and get people into that state so their body can take that information and be able to heal and be able to
process it clearly.
Things. Correct. So for myself, if I can give them something, my clientele, something that they can take home with them to stay there, to be able to maintain that homeostatic state, I don't have to work as hard, for one thing, and I'm starting from a different level the next time they come in, as opposed to them regressing and then having to start all over again.
Yeah, because they're at a different level.
Correct. So when they can get to that stage where they're a little bit better, the next time they come in, I can take them that much further. And so that's what's been very powerful for myself in general with my clientele. You know, you can get into the whole healing stages, you can get into sleep, you can get into mobility, but in general, that whole homeostasis concept is what has been so powerful for myself as a health professional and other people that have the drug-free hands-on therapies.
Yeah, drug-free, because, you know, massage therapists aren't telling you to take drugs.
Mhm.
Physical therapists aren't telling you to take drugs.
Mhm.
Everybody else is. You know,
and they have their place. Honestly, they
do have their
There's many
place.
things that we need. But if you could start at a different level, then you can get that much further. So your pain meds might be taking you so far, but now if you had a different level to start at, your pain meds are going to work that much better.
So tell me a success story with one of your clients.
With one of my clients?
Yeah.
Okay, so she had chronic pain. She was introduced to the product way back when, and so full disclosure, these patches are reasonable for what they offer you, but you know, there's a little bit of sticker shock if you go right to the website. That's why it's always good to connect with somebody that is an associate.
Right.
But she says, I've such a ridiculous amount of money that's supposed to help my pain, and they don't do squat. But I know you like to research stuff, so have at it. And she gave me the information, and I thought, my word, this makes sense to me. Neurologically, physiologically, like this is something that's quite unique and quite profound and very, very possible. So I start using this product. I start using it with my family. My dad was a success story with after surgery. He's 6'1". He's not standing up straight. He has a fear of falling. Get this technology on him. The very first thing that happens is he stands up poker straight. Wow. And I'm like, what happened? And he's like, I don't know. What you see? Dad just standing up straight. And I said, what's the deal? And he says, I don't know. I don't feel like I'm going to fall. Yeah. So his mobility was helped. So that was my very first introduction. So as I start to introduce,
especially when you see it on a loved one,
correct, and give them their life back, basically. Yeah. So I start recommending it to my clientele. I start using it for different things, and this person is always in the back of my head. And so we continue to go, and she says, "You actually, what do you think of this company?" I says, "Well, I joined the company, but it doesn't work." It's like, how long did you try it? She says, "Well, a day." How long have you had your chronic pain condition? And she looked at me and she looked at the floor. She's like, 37 years. Well, yeah, you might have a little bit of a
Curve.
thing to go through to get to that stage. I myself didn't honestly feel a huge difference until about 5 months, but that's just in reflection of how dysregulated a nervous system can be.
Right. And everybody has a different physiology. Every person
Correct.
is unique.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So my
So I
boy,
will share one other story with you.
Yeah.
She was a person that came in high anxiety. She actually had an AVM, which is an arterial venous malformation in the brain. Almost died, had a surgery, and I had been treating her since then. And so just very high anxiety. She still has a little bit of an AVM currently in her brain. So always that fear, right? And
Yeah.
so just very high anxiety. When I used to treat her, it's almost like she was vibrating off the table. It was that much of a tension
Wow.
in her body.
Wow.
And I remember the one time she came in, and I had talked about the patches, and oh yeah, though that sounds really good, and oh I don't know if I'm ready for that, and blah blah blah. And so she had been in, and this was an exceptionally tense day. And so I said to her, I says, can I put a peace patch on you? And at that point, she's willing to try anything. So she let me do it. And I said, okay, any of these cognitive patches, anything that deals with your cognitive centers in the brain are going to take about 20 minutes to kick in. I'm just warning you that it's not instant for anything cognitive.
Right.
And I swear at minute 17, underneath my hands, her whole body went to mush.
Wow.
And I stopped and I said, so what are you feeling? And didn't really get a response. And then this little quiet voice said, can we talk about it later?
Oh.
I said, you want to just rest in it? She
You're
said,
not
"Yes,
relaxed, are you?
Well, and who wants to feel anxious? Anxious is one of the most horrible
Yeah.
feelings in the world, as far as I'm
It's
concerned.
the silent killer.
Yeah, well,
Anxiety
stress.
and stress.
Stress is the number one killer.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
what I find too is that you don't know what you don't experience.
Right.
So
Yeah.
for her, she'd never actually experienced that sense of calm.
Yeah.
And so this was a brand new thing for her. So a little bit scary, but very profound. And so she needless to say, she walked home with a pack of patches.
Well, and you know what you don't know, you don't know. So my daughter and granddaughter own a residential home cleaning company. And my daughter calls me a few weeks ago and she's like, Mom, the last 2 times we went to clean these people's house, the husband fell on the floor and we could barely get him up. You need to go see them. I'm like, okay. And I go there and the gentleman's sitting on the couch and he has his walker next to him. And his wife said, his vision has been very blurry and I've been wanting to take him to the eye doctor, but I'm afraid if I take him, he's going to fall.
Right.
So I'm like, okay. So I put the Liberty patch on him and a couple of minutes later, he gets up and he walks to the bathroom without his walker.
Mm-hmm.
And then he comes back and sits down on the couch and goes, my vision isn't blurry anymore. I'm like, what? I didn't know that one. You know, like,
you don't know how it's going to affect you.
yeah.
Because everybody's unique.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, totally amazing.
Yeah.
Totally amazing.
That's right.
Yeah. And that just excites me.
Mm-hmm.
It just totally excites me. So, Darlene, for people that are listening for the first time, what advice would you give them about Super Patch?
Well, to be fair, you have nothing to lose.
Right.
Right.
There's no contraindications. There's no drug interactions because there are no drugs. It is literally as safe as a Band-Aid. And there's just nothing to lose. Why not give it a try?
Yeah. There's
Because
a money back
so much
guarantee
that we
too.
don't know.
Yep. And a money back
Yep.
guarantee.
There's a 30-day money back guarantee. You can give it a try.
Pretty sure if you go and you try Tylenol arthritis and you don't feel it works, they don't give you your money back.
No.
Right?
No. Or any other medication.
No.
Or any other medication.
No. And that's the thing too. Like because of my background, I had that reassurance that the science is correct.
Right.
So what they've been able to deduce on the brain scan, even if the person didn't feel a result themselves, it is having an effect on the body. So for me, I would rather have that effect on my body and be able to preempt some of these conditions that could come about as I get older.
Yeah.
Rather than just hope for the best.
Mm-hmm.
Because we want to live with the best quality of life.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much for being with me, my friend, today. I so appreciate you.
Oh, you're so very welcome. Thanks for bringing this to the world because you're right. We all need to reach more people.
We'll talk soon. Have a delicious day.
Thanks. You too.
Now it's time to hear from our wonderful partners, because you know the deal. If you don't hear from them, you don't hear from me. So don't go away. We'll be right back on Connecting Caregivers Radio.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Arden Courts is not just a place to live. It's a place to call home. Residential living combined with quality caregiving. This is the philosophy behind Arden Courts. Communities created exclusively for individuals with Alzheimer's disease and related dementia who would benefit from a safe and structured environment. For additional information about any of the unique services Arden Courts provides, call 888-478-2410 to locate a community nearest you. Inquire about our educational seminars, resource library, or support groups, or simply feel free to ask questions you may have about Alzheimer's and related dementias. At Arden Courts, we know, we understand, and we can help because memory care is all we do. Remember, call 888-478-2410 for additional information about any of the unique services Arden Courts provides.
Are you getting older, or are you taking care of somebody who is? You know, getting older creates new problems you probably never imagined. One of the big ones is, how do you pay for care? Care in your home, care in an assisted living facility, or care in a nursing home. Did you know that nursing home care in our community can cost up to $12,000 per month? For the last 33 years, our office has helped families access benefits, including Medicaid, VA, and PACE, to help pay for the cost of long-term care. Regardless of what your assets are or what your income is, you can qualify for these benefits. Proper planning and guidance are absolutely necessary to avoid being wiped out. Let us help. If you are in care or heading in that direction, we can help solve that problem. Take action now to obtain benefits to pay for the cost of care. Here are the 4 things that you need to do. 1, get a new power of attorney. Your old one probably isn't good enough. Get a healthcare surrogate and a living will. 3, get an estate plan that will not disqualify you from benefits. And 4, get a plan to qualify for Medicaid, PACE, or VA benefits to pay for the long-term care costs. Call us today for a free consultation, 727-539-0181, or go to flmedicaid.com and download our free book on Medicaid and planning for long-term care. I'm Sean Scott. I'm here to help.
Guaranteed to make you laugh through your tears, Linda Burhan's book, Good Night and God Bless, is filled with humor and heartfelt inspiration to aid anyone facing the challenge of caring for a loved one at the end of life. Her story offers hope for human strength and understanding of weaknesses during a difficult time. Life doesn't normally prepare us to become a loved one's caregiver. When it happens, it's usually sudden. A diagnosis of an illness, age-related frailty, dementia, and life suddenly is anything but normal. And because we don't even know what we don't know, where do we turn to for help or guidance? In Connecting Caregivers, Answers to the Questions You Didn't Know You Needed to Ask, Linda offers information, education, and inspiration from her own experience and from experts whose advice, practical tools, and personal stories will empower and guide you. Make sure to add these inspiring books to your collection today. Available on Amazon.com.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
And we're back. So we're going to continue to talk about Super Patch more, but one thing I wanted to mention before we continue this conversation is, once again, the importance of it is to get into a support group. I know you're like, yeah, Linda, we heard it from you 1,000 times, but it's really important. So I just want you to know that you can go to lindaburhans.com and email me or message me, and I can tell you about other support groups other than mine. So there are support groups in St. Pete. There are support groups in Clearwater, Largo. There's other ones in Seminole. There was at one point I was the only girl on the block, but I'm not anymore, and I love the company. I love the company. So if you need any of that, or if you want to be added to my email list, just say that in the message, and then I let you know when upcoming speaking engagements are coming up, or events or conferences. The next Connecting Caregivers conference is May 5th, 6th, and 7th. And I think in March, I'll have to get the date, I'll be doing a journaling workshop at Arden Courts in Palm Harbor. So come, and I'll entertain you while I'm there too. So it's all good. It's also very good. So I was so glad to talk to Darlene. I like to hear from a massage therapist or professional.
Yeah.
And because they already know more about the anatomy of the body and how all that works. And I find when they're sold, I'm sold.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so
Yeah, for sure.
If I want a massage therapist to learn about super patch, I book a massage and I just put patches all over my back. Because it's a good marketing tool. So who do we have on the line?
Edna.
Hi, Edna.
Hello.
Hi, Edna.
How are you today?
I'm good, Linda. How are you doing?
Joyful and grateful. So this is the first time we've actually spoken. We have spoken on Facebook because you're part of the whole Super Patch movement. So I feel like I already know you.
Yeah.
And then to hear your voice, it's funny. Like today, I'm surrounded by all the Canadians. It's
Yeah,
Lynn,
right.
That's right, eh?
Jen and Darlene. Because my co-host Lynn was born in Canada.
Oh,
So
for heaven's sake.
say, hey, I'm the only one here. But
Hey, you're living where the sunshine is.
yeah. So, Edna, tell us a little bit about your background with Super Patch.
Well, actually, Darlene, that you just heard from, she introduced it to me at a at a farm show. My husband was a farmer, so I was intrigued, and that was a number of years ago when the original company had started with the technology, and then we moved on to Super Patch. So I've been knowing about this technology and sharing it probably since September, October of 2018.
Wow.
And I love doing live shows, vendor events, because then you're reacting right with the people, and we can patch them and see their amazing balance stability. So basically, elderly people are my real focus and my desire, and also young children.
Yeah.
I'm not very athletic, so there is that component with the patches, but that isn't my forte. I love it to be.
Well,
I think
there's
every,
a patch for
every
everybody.
nurse. Oh yeah, exactly. It's for any age group,
Yeah.
and I think anybody that's in a nursing home, I wish they would wear a patch. 'Cause
Yeah.
it would be so much better for the caregivers there and for them.
But the
the
wonderful
le-
thing is more and more every day now, we're coming out with research. We're coming out with studies.
Yeah.
We're coming out with confirmations from doctors. We're coming out with confirmations from pain conventions. You know, the pain convention, we were the only ones that invited. There wasn't a pharmaceutical.
Yep. The World
Isn't that
Pain
amazing?
Conference
The world.
in Turkey
Yeah.
in 2025.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's crazy. So Edna, I
Really
think
amazing.
something cool has been happening with you the past couple of days. If you want to talk about that.
Yeah. So let me
I
just
would-
Yeah, let Jen
let me
preempt.
just preface it for 1 minute. Edna, I just love Edna so much. She is one of the kindest people I've ever met, and she's going through some tough times with her husband, who is recovering from some ailments and things like
And
that.
aging.
Yep, and aging, and we're all going through it. But she was just so excited yesterday, and she sent me a message as to what happened with the new patch that she just received the day before. And so, Edna, you want to take it from there?
Yeah, thanks, Jen. Yeah, Jen was one of the first people. You talk about kindness and a great leader. She was
It's
the
a
first one to
mutual
help.
admiration society.
For sure. Yeah, that's why it's such a great business to be in. Anyway, yesterday, so I just received the brand new patches in the mail 2 days ago.
Okay.
Assure and the Zen. I was excited for the Zen to come.
And the Zen's
and get a
supposed to
hold
do
of it.
what?
The Zen is, like Jen said, for the memory, for
Cognitive.
thinking clearly, cognitive.
Brain fog.
And I was really looking forward to that one. But the Assure, I thought, I'm not so sure that I'll have many people that want it, including our own household here. But yesterday, so my husband is on a G-tube. And he had oral cancer in late 2023, and the radiation has destroyed his whole cheek. And so he has mouth issues, so he cannot take food right now through the mouth or water. So the last couple of weeks, we've been having trouble with stomach upset and then diarrhea, and he's been losing weight, which is a huge concern.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, and at one point, he did vomit, which is terrifying to us, that things could go down the wrong hole because
Right.
there's holes in the mouth.
Mhm.
Anyway, yesterday we had to visit the surgeon in the morning, and there was no time to have breakfast, so it was lunchtime before we got back home to give him his lunch. And oftentimes, you know, like I say, the last couple of weeks he's been having this stomach upset and then the diarrhea. So yesterday I said, let's, you know, well, he was taking his food about 3/4 of the way through the volume. He said, "Oh, take the, you know, unhook me. I can't take anymore." And he was bloated, and he had stomach upset, and the pain was on his face, written on his face actually. So I said, "I've got these new patches, and they are for nausea. Would you call it nausea?" And he said, "No, I don't call it nausea." Well, I said, "Let's try it if you will." So
Can't
he
hurt.
did. He did, and no kidding, I couldn't believe it. He couldn't believe it. He's a little bit skeptical still of these patches.
After only 8 years, but
No kidding. And so, but he does wear some, including a Defend for Immune every day. So he, within 5 minutes, he called me in. And I thought, oh, what's going on?
off to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Yeah, or vomit, ready to
Yeah.
vomit is
Yeah.
what my big concern was.
Yeah.
He said, that upset just totally stopped. Like, it's gone. And I go, are you kidding me? Like, you know, and he's just got this sense of wow on his face. And he said, no, it's not there. So normally under these circumstances, he has been at least 20 to 30 minutes before his stomach would settle down. And usually it was a run to the bathroom, you know, for the diarrhea.
Yeah.
That did not happen. These are 24-hour patches. He still has it on. He's had his breakfast and lunch today, and there is no stomach upset.
Wow.
Makes me wanna
And
cry.
he just shared with me within the last hour, and this is kind of gross, but he says, you know what? I'm able to fart, and it's not coming out.
Nice. Hey,
Sorry.
God bless.
hey, we
her.
have a patch for that. That might be a whole new market in the senior industry.
The fear of
The fear of just being every day.
yeah.
I don't want to
Oh,
fear.
yeah.
I don't want to have a fear every day that I'm living that I can't pass gas or
Yeah.
I'm
Or
going to
you
throw
do
up.
pass it and it's not only
Yeah.
gas.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, or I'm going to throw up or I
That's the
can't
problem.
swallow.
Yeah.
Well, I'll take it, you know, from the caregiver side. I'm on a Facebook page for Blenderized RN is what it's called.
Okay.
And I can't, my heart bleeds for these moms that have children constantly on a J tube or a G tube. They get nothing by mouth, those little ones.
Yeah.
And many of them say their children vomit after they've had their blend.
Wow.
And I think, wow, if this did for us, for my husband, if it has this potential to take that stomach upset away and calm them down, even
What could it
children
do
that have
for
had
a little
stomach,
baby?
I know.
oh my goodness, and to
know.
take that risk and fear away from the mother or father. And I also think of children going to school, you know, the moms that have got to arrange daycare or babysitters if before they can go to work, if their child is sick, you know, or maybe it can just settle their stomach down that they say, Mommy, it's gone. It's not there anymore. I just think of the potential.
Can I
Drug
ask
free.
you, Edna, can I ask you, this is Lynn, a J2, what is that? It goes in the stomach?
Juvenile? Does it stand for juvenile?
It's the shape of it, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Well, the G tube is gastric, and I think the J, I think it goes right into a different spot in the body, and it might, I don't think it's the bowel, but it's just a little bit different. But it still is, they're being fed by tube.
Wow.
I'm excited to see where this can go from here for you.
Oh,
Well, you know, when I was a kid, I got car sick, right? Like driving along and barf all over myself.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
We
my mother
had
brought
had-
the brown bags. We had brown bags in the
Oh,
back.
and I don't know why my mother didn't bring a bag, but you know what she used to do? She used to crush up a gravel.
Oh, we got that in
what?
Dramamine. Oh yeah, gravel.
What's that?
It's
Yeah.
Yes.
It's probably a
it's like
Canadian thing.
Dramamine.
It's like Dramamine.
Okay.
And put it in a little cup of Kool-Aid. And so say we would often go to the waterfront in Toronto for a Sunday picnic, right? And she'd say, taste this Kool-Aid and make sure I put enough sugar in it, right? And she would have
She
that
was
and I'd
smart,
be
your
like,
mom.
yeah, she was.
My
smart.
mother
Yeah.
put it in a spoonful of jam,
Oh yeah.
and she was so annoyed because she just shoved it. I
Yeah.
could feel it in the back of
Yeah.
my throat.
I used to hate car rides.
I know.
But
Mm.
I have a little
Mhm.
grandniece who is 3, not quite 3, that gets car sick. So I can't wait
To try it.
to
yeah.
try it for
Mm.
her.
Yeah, and people that
Mhm.
can't go on a cruise.
Yeah.
Or
Me,
can't go
My
on a boat.
sister-in-law.
Can't go on a boat.
Yeah,
because-
you.
Yeah.
we've tried a lot of stuff on me.
Yeah. Yeah. My sister-in-law gets car sick too.
Yeah.
So
None of us wanna be sick with anything.
I have
No.
a sister-in-law that went on a cruise once, and she was sick the whole time.
Oh.
And
mhm.
she refused for the rest of her life to not go on another cruise. It
Yeah.
was so
That's me.
devastating.
I
Yeah.
wouldn't either. My husband said, I have spent enough money taking you out to watch you be sick.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, my sister Steph's
Yeah.
the same way.
Yeah.
She went on a cruise
Yeah.
to Alaska for her honeymoon and was miserable.
Yeah.
So sad.
Well, and you know
Yeah.
what else? So I had a surgery back in December.
right?
They put a little round patch behind my ear on the right hand side. Okay. And it was for nausea. But she gave me a pair of rubber gloves. She said, don't touch that patch with your fingers. Well,
'Cause
it's
there's
something
drugs in
I
it.
can't touch with my
Is
fingers.
on
But
your
you're
skin.
sucking it into my neck.
Yep. And I got to put a glove on to take it off.
Yeah.
How's
Whoa.
this drug-free patch now?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So Edna, besides these 2 new patches, what's your favorite patch?
Defend.
Yeah.
Me too. I
Me
had
too.
Every
I had a
day.
live blood analysis last night.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, so
That's
we went
exciting.
to Sarasota. There was an event in Sarasota, and I've been wearing the Defend patch for like 2 years. So I didn't wear it for 48 hours before. In fact, I didn't wear any patches for 48 hours before. I wanted to be like a clean, naughty girl.
Yeah.
And I felt it too that I didn't have my patches on.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I went there and they did they pricked my finger and took some blood out and showed it to me underneath the microscope and everything. And then a while later, I put the Defend patch on. And then a couple hours later, they took a thing of blood again. And you couldn't believe it.
It was
I mean,
incredible.
thank God I'm in pretty good shape.
Yeah.
But my little blood cells were swimming. They were so
Yeah.
happy.
Free floating, you
Yeah.
know, because as she said, every red blood cell, they carry nutrients and oxygen through the body, and they have to fit single file through a capillary.
As big as a hair.
2 hairs.
Yeah.
2 hairs.
Capillary.
A capillary.
Thank you.
A little vein.
A teeny weeny little vein,
Yeah.
the size of 2 hairs.
Yeah. But what amazed me is she took a pin drop of my
Yeah.
blood. The
Yeah.
things you could see in there.
There were hundreds and hundreds of them.
Yeah. Different
Yeah.
things and some other advice that she gave me about some things and
Yep.
everything. But it's one thing believing, but you know how many people, Edna, that you tell them about and they're like, yeah, Linda, you and your patches, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I feel like I can show you.
Yeah.
I can show you
Mhm.
something now.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty healthy and people know I'm pretty healthy. So I think then they listen a
Yeah.
little better.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's very interesting. You know,
Mhm.
it's hard to change a society that's used to pills.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
It's
That's
like
a big obstacle.
I was thinking about the lady that Darlene was talking about, where she had the chronic pain for 37 years and after a day said it didn't work. But that's what people are used to. Take a pill, it will bandage it, it'll mask it,
Right.
but it doesn't
Doesn't cure it.
heal it.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm.
So next
And that
day you
pill
take
works
a pill.
for so long.
Yeah, and it
And
wears
then you
off.
need a stronger pill.
Yep, exactly. And the cycle begins.
And then you have the diarrhea and the throwing up.
And then
the-
you're taking another pill to counteract the diarrhea and throwing up.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, and you think of just years ago, before we had all this stuff, how did people live?
Yeah.
They lived on plants.
Yep.
They lived on health. You know, they lived on grounding.
Yep.
In fact, I spoke to the microbiologist or whatever her title is last night, and she had one of those grounding pads under her desk, and I've been very curious about that.
Yeah.
And I said, "What do you?" She goes, "I swear by it."
Yeah.
Because you see all this stuff on Amazon. It's like the latest craze.
Yeah.
They have blankets now.
Yeah, they sheets
for your bed.
So I think that's really interesting because I'm all for anything that's not putting more drugs in my mouth.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm not saying there isn't a place for it, right? There's
No.
a place for
Yes.
medicine. It's come a long way.
Yeah, there's a place
It's
for surgery. There's a
innovative.
place,
Yep.
for certain things. But there's a lot of places for super patch.
Yeah, there is.
You know, when my grandson's going to school and he's taking a test, he goes, "Grandma, you got one of them Focus?" I'm like, "Yeah, I got one of those."
When my granddaughter comes to see me, and she's been at school all week, and she's with me for the weekend, and so have you got a Defend patch? I don't want to,
I don't
catch
want a
any.
cold or nothing.
Yeah.
And that's just good things teaching them
Yeah.
that they don't know.
Yeah. My granddaughter will not take a pill of any sort.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Yep.
That's really good stuff.
Now they need one to get rid of wrinkles.
Yes.
They do, Lumi.
Oh, they do.
Somebody just got rid of all the crepe on her chest. I'll have to show you the pictures.
Yeah.
Lynn's like, "Yeah, sure." Edna, thank you so much for being with us today. What's the last thing you would like our caregivers to hear?
Oh, just reach out to Linda and get some. Try it. Just step over your skepticism because you've got that 30-day money-back guarantee.
Yep.
But give it a good go. Give it a go. We've just had too many people's lives improve because of that patch.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, ladies.
Thank you. Have a delicious
Edna.
day.
Say hi to John.
Thank you. I will do that.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. Take
Now it's
care.
time to hear
Bye.
from our wonderful partners. So don't go away. We'll be right back on Connecting Caregivers Radio.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
When someone you love needs a little extra help at home, comfort and trust matter more than anything. At Southern Comfort Home Care, we believe care should feel like family. Proudly serving Pinellas Park and surrounding communities, our compassionate caregivers provide personalized in-home support so your loved ones can remain safe, independent, and comfortable in the place they know best, home. From companionship and meal preparation to personal care and daily assistance, Southern Comfort Home Care is here to ease the stress for families and bring peace of mind when it matters most. Our caregivers are carefully selected, professionally trained, and dedicated to treating every client with dignity, respect, and kindness, because that's how families should be cared for. If you're looking for dependable, heartfelt home care you can trust, choose Southern Comfort Home Care. Call us today for your free assessment at 727-977-2273 or visit our website at www.southerncomforthc.com. Southern Comfort Home Care, where compassionate care feels like home.
Choosing the right chiropractor is an important choice to make. Located in Seminole, the Alexander Spine Center team is trained on the latest chiropractic treatments and technologies. At Alexander Spine Center, you'll find chiropractic and physical therapy care that is safe, effective, and a natural approach to pain and other health-related issues. Chiropractic unlocks your body's potential and natural healing process to ensure your life is a healthy life. We treat clients from the womb to the tomb. Call 727-397-3000 for a free consultation today, or visit our website at www.alexanderspinecenter.com.
They take good care of me twice a week, so check them out.
Arden Courts is not just a place to live. It's a place to call home. Residential living combined with quality caregiving. This is the philosophy behind Arden Courts. Communities created exclusively for individuals with Alzheimer's disease and related dementia who would benefit from a safe and structured environment. For additional information about any of the unique services Arden Courts provides, call 888-478-2410 to locate a community nearest you. Inquire about our educational seminars, resource library, or support groups, or simply feel free to ask questions you may have about Alzheimer's and related dementias. At Arden Courts, we know, we understand, and we can help because memory care is all we do. Remember, call 888-478-2410 for additional information about any of the unique services Arden Courts provides.
We believe the power of the human body and mind can do amazing things, and that tapping into that power, not just tricking it with a temporary disguise, is possible. Superpatch technology uses a special pattern and vibrotactile technology to help you go from feeling blah to hurrah. Now, once the Superpatch is in contact with your skin, it triggers a neutral response in the brainstem that helps you tackle your daily problems head on. Whether you're struggling with pain, balance, stress, or focus, we have a solution that might be right for you. With Superpatch's 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to lose and everything to gain.
Hi, this is Linda Burhans, the gal who cares for the caregivers. I started using the Liberty Patch over 3 years ago. I used to be a tripper, but since wearing the Liberty Patch, I haven't tripped once. The Liberty Patch is proven to reduce the risk of falling by up to 8 times. And as we all know, if you prevent the fall, you prevent the call. Don't wait until it's too late. Preventative solutions are the answer.
Superpatch does not claim to diagnose, treat, or cure illness. Superpatch is FDA registered. To receive 25% off your first order, go to sticktoit.info. That's sticktoit.info and learn more.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
So that last commercial you just heard is from Superpatch. So if you want more information about Superpatch, you can go to my website, sticktoit.info, or you can just contact me through the website or call me and we can get together. So Jen, what's the last thing you want to talk about a little bit before we go?
Well, like I say, I've been involved with this technology for just about 10 years now. And, I got it after 3 months. I tested the products and then
and
it
you
was
saw
like,
results.
Yep. And it was a growing phase year after year after year. Well, I've been to every single conference that they've had. Last year was the biggest one yet, and it was 500 people. This year, it was 1,400 people that get it. So it's
From
tripled
how many
in size.
countries? Like 37 countries are
Yeah.
opening or something?
Yeah. So it's tripled in size in the last year. And our medical advisory board, it has doubled. So, or tripled too. There's 20 doctors advocating for this. And what I love, the owner of the company now says, fighting pharma is a big fight and let's not fight them. I can't beat them, join them. And what do pharmaceuticals do? They give doctors free samples to try with their patients because they just want their patients to get better, right? So that's what we're going to start doing.
Oh, that's fabulous.
Yep.
Yeah.
Give them to the doctors as a first.
There's like 10,000
line.
doctors now that are endorsing it.
Yeah.
In like just the past year.
Yes.
And that's huge. And I just
Yeah.
see it evolving and evolving as we go on further and further.
Yep. Yep.
It's
So it'll
really-
be a first line for you. You go to the doctor, you have an upset stomach or you're nauseous or you have diarrhea. Try an Assure patch for a month.
Yeah.
Well,
maybe if you try the patch, you don't have to go to the doctor too.
That's right. Yeah.
So
And maybe eventually then insurance will cover them.
Yeah.
Well,
I think
what they're
that's
talking
coming
about,
very
too.
soon.
Like a medical plan, especially with seniors, you have X amount of dollars. Michelle Lowack at one time knew how to do that. I know Michelle's listening today, so I will have to talk to you, Michelle. Thanks so much for tuning in today, everybody. I so appreciate you. Tune in next week for another fabulous show. Remember, God loves you all the time, and have a delicious day.